Burst mode, watch the audience shudder, speed through these magnificent lines. Did you catch that?
No.
For you, every day for you.
Every day, the routine is executed.
You've been at war, and your peace resides solely in trying to survive.
But what's the antidote when depression's the sickness and it produces what they love, so every poem's a...
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Collective Verity, the sequel. Collective Verity, pure imagination.
I had brunch with my parents the other day.
My father and I got caught up in talks of war films.
My mother asked, when is the last time I had one of them good naps? One of them ain't a problem in the world kind of naps.
My mama hummed this song under her breath.
And Dad annoyingly mumbled the words in my ear.
And this is always my favorite moment with them.
My mother was the loudest at my preschool, high school, and college graduation. Each time she wore the same thing. The smile she gave to me on my birthday that made my father stop in his tracks. Dad and I would cackle and joke, and each room grew jealous of our stand-up routine for two. Mom and I had Tuesday talks about prayer and hair. There were meetings to negotiate my teenage rebellion in there. They told me that God's spirit was entreating each cell and self-decision was destruction absent of wisdom on Sundays. I watched Mom as she poured out God's heart with precision. Now we both walk in her shoes and preach just as she envisioned. I see my children with their grandchildren. I think love ages better than most things. I grew up listening to them teach school on how to keep peace and instruct on how to keep promises. They still have so much to teach me. I still look forward to Tuesday nights or comedy hours. They still hold me dear like grass does flowers. Oh, what a wonderful life.
And Mom, there were nights where I tried to trace the steps of your love and mirror what I adored. How you spoke of each child as if we were scriptures, a treasure cove of brilliance. And you pour love into each and every moment, as if you knew the world was the death curse and your love fortified us from dark wizards. Plus Dad sacrificed and served like it was addiction. How he'd hum his favorite Motown tunes in the kitchen. Sometimes he'd help you prepare the meals and even clean the dishes. He taught us to never be controlled by anything but our faith in God. And that family was this gravitational pull that we were gifted with through the harsh times. Oh, what a wonderful life.
You know, my parents just got through celebrating 32 years of marriage. At the dinner, my aunt gave this moving speech before kissing her husband of 30 years, and me and my cousins and my siblings, we all professed that we were raised by a love only God can teach. We built bonds forged through years of good wisdom. Each achievement was merely a reason for us to love out loud. Each day this opportunity to tell our nephews and nieces that you were raised by folk not easily broken. And after the event, I asked my dad what he thought of the family he made, and he said, "Son, I've made nothing. I just took care of the gifts. I just prayed to God that he make you all fireproof or give me the strength to bend flames. And when both became true, I just thanked him like, oh, what a wonderful life."
You know, when I was 8, I used to watch my mom dance her fingers through her hair. And the bathroom became this parade of twists and butters and curling creams, and she would play music the entire time. This one day, she caught me stargazing at her, and so she stopped and she said, "Baby, don't you know that yours works the same?" And she taught me all of her magic. And my dad, he would shuffle past and try to small talk his way into our conversations of two, but she would just laugh at him and close the door and say, "Baby, get you a man who always wants to spend time with you. He'll tally the seconds that you're away, and one day, those scratches will become poetry." My dad would write me poetry. It was his artsy way of combining our dinner conversations and the new things that he learned about me. My favorite piece was called My Daughter. She's sarcastic, and I'm sure her mother mused her that way. For his last birthday, I baked him a cake just the way that she taught me, and he blew out his candles and he wished for endless days with his kids and his bride, these puffball jukeboxes. He took a bite of his last slice and said, "Oh, what a wonderful life."
My father taught me how to tie a tie at the age of 5. On the 34th birthday that just passed, he still ties them for me, just to go over his speech. Plus, he tells me that he enjoys my words, that I definitely got them from my mother as one of the reasons he fell in love, because her words still stops the traffic jam in his heart. He said he loves her dearly, and he will always call her his rose because she is the centerpiece of it all. We look through photographs, making a scavenger hunt every page. We stop on my mother and my bride. We stop on my mother and my bride. Her smile, like she was the daughter that she birthed. Like she taught her how those shoes go with that purse. And every good lesson that she learned, oh, what a joyous moment. But I look at my father in surprise. He has tears brimming in his eyes, and he sighs and he smiles and says, "I wonder if I will make it to heaven. Or would I just get a tent outside of the gates? If God would love me in unbreakable ways to give me paradise twice. And I hope you find that same love in your wife." And I look at my dad and say, and smile and say,
Oh, what a wonderful life. What a joy to be held together by God and God's children.
And my son's not looked at as villain for being both black and boy.
A world void of unplanned Mother's Days.
And the absent black father has no context here.
A world where we didn't lose so much to
Addiction.
or sickness.
As kids,
to stress.
Where our families weren't defined by death.
It was
Such a wonderful life.
We couldn't even blame the boy.
No family reunions or places to call home.
no hurt, babe.
Just walking out the process.
Of love.
It was such a wonderful life. What a beautiful and collective truth.
Too bad it had to end like most dreams do.
A disappointing reawakening to the world.
And even the memory of the dream fades quickly.
It was pure imagination.
Tuesday dinners are just leftovers from a long day at work.
And the killing spell is the only black girl magic we've ever known.
Pure imagination.
And now we love in a response to what we lost.
No stolen time with Dad. Just me and this twist out.
Pure imagination.
As I stand here, on my wedding day, absent my mother, I will tie this tie that I learned myself
With
Pure imagination. What a heavy collective truth.
In this poem, we're leaving that on the altar. We're asking God to help us and heal us from the things that we lost. We also, I'm also personally leaving on the altar for forgiveness. I'm asking for forgiveness for my father, for not loving my mother the way she should be loved. And now I hate to leave us from this spot where we're going to actually go to interview.